What's going on, everybody? Alright, we're going to do a pet room tour today. I'm going to start off here with my native tank. This is my old scratched up 45 that my Planet tank was in, for you guys that remember that. This is just going to be a temporary thing. I like keeping something every year. I try to. Last year I kept bluegill. This year I'm keeping a couple different kind of sunfish and crayfish. I'd like to catch me a like a smallmouth or maybe a small largemouth for just a short time just to keep it. So if I do, I'll bring it home. I'm sure I'll show you guys. But yeah, I have 3 long ear, which are these real colorful ones. And you're not going to be able to see it. There you go. Real pretty guys. I have 3 of those in here. And then I have 3 bluegill. I have a pumpkin seed. And I have a green sunfish. They're all sunfish, obviously. They just look a little bit different than the other ones. Like this little guy up here. Like I said, you guys know this tank's all scratched up. That's why I was going to get rid of it. This was a spur of the moment thing, keeping this tank and putting native fish in it. So yeah, I got a little guy in there, and then there's another one of my long ear. Yeah, these fish are awesome. I'd probably keep one of these year round. I'd probably keep all 3 of these year round. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. And then I have assorted crayfish in here. I want to say in the state of Ohio we have like 20, I want to say it said 20 different species of crayfish. I have no clue any of their names. Maybe that's something I can look up, find out for you guys. All these seem to be the same. They all got that red spot on their side. See, like that one down there. And then I have a big one down here. All this stuff you see on there, guys, is diatom algae. This tank's breaking in. I got the wood in there. You can see it all fuzzy all over it. I'm sure for you guys it's got wood in your tanks, you know what I'm talking about. Usually you get it when you set up a tank, you get that brown, that brown algae on everything. That's about the stages this tank's in right now. So, yeah, that's a look at my native tank, guys. I got some footage of these crayfish fighting last night, and I might throw that in here for a second for you guys. These guys are just, I have to keep them fed, man. I throw algae wafers in there. They'll grab an algae wafer and eat it till it's gone. I mean, they are eaters. They just constantly pick and eat. That's all they do. And I'm noticing now that this guy here is missing a claw. What had happened was I threw quite a few small ones in here. And then I threw some big, the big ones like this guy here. Once again, I'm sorry for the algae. I should have scrubbed that off. But you can see them in there. I got quite a few really large crayfish in here. And for the most part, they seem to stay to themselves. I mean, you can see they're just everywhere. Just waiting to catch something to eat. But yeah, this tank is really cool. If any of you guys are ever interested in something like this, go for it. It's, all these tropical fish you keep, and I keep, something about native fish. Native crayfish, just watching them, the way they interact. It's entertainment. My kids like it. Everybody just likes it. It's something, even though they're native, it's just something you don't see a whole lot with native fish in a fish tank. So, once again, this is just going to be temporary. I'm probably going to be releasing most of these guys. If I keep any of them, it's going to be one of those long ear. So yeah, guys, we're going to move on over to my axolotl tank, and stick with me. We're going to go around the room here and see all my tanks. There's one last look at some of them crayfish. Alright guys, moving on over here to my axolotl tank. Everything's going good. You can see he's growing. He's growing quite fast too. I'm kind of shocked he grew as fast as he grew. But everything's going good with his tank. I do have a couple issues with this tank. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say issues, but issues for me. I have, really slow water flow in this tank, and I just worry. That's what That's what they say they need. You know, everything I've read, all the research I say, it says, you know, slow water flow. They don't like high water flow. It stresses them out. Not too much light. But I'm really debating on putting maybe a small, like air stone or something in the back of his tank, just to, you know, just to move stuff around. I do keep this tank rather cool. It's about 68 degrees in there right now. I just did a water change on his tank last night. But yeah, that's his tank. Got plants in it. All of them are growing. Everything's doing good. And then moving over here to Freddie. There's Freddie. Nothing's really changed with her tank. She's loving the 125. Plenty of room to swim. She's happy. She's actually ready for dinner right now. I guess I can go ahead and feed her. And she'll eat them, and then she'll be hungry in 10 minutes again. She'll be begging for more food. I'm actually going to put a few of these in my axolotl tank. I've got him eating pellets as well. Same pellets as Freddie. So yeah, guys, that's my axolotl tank and Freddie. She don't want pellets, she wants fingers. Look. Watch. She's vicious. No, I'm just joking. She's cool. She just likes to eat fingers. Alright guys, so I just got done shooting, you know, some video on this tank for my pet room tour. I told you guys I was going to stick some video I took last night of these guys fighting. Excuse me. Well, I walk back around and I look, and it looks like this bigger one has this small one. Don't look like things are going to turn out too well for him. Like I said, these guys are savages. They eat anything and everything. I just threw some pellets and stuff in here. This guy's actually down here working on a algae wafer that I threw in here. They seem to really like them. So he turns around here, you can see him. He'll sit there and eat that algae wafer till it's gone. So we'll see what happens with this guy here for a second. Maybe he's going to get, you know, loose. If not, they'll probably eat him. That's how they do. These guys are definitely good to have around if you have stuff in the bottom of your tank, because they eat everything. Any food that these fish don't get, they eat. Oh yeah, he's got that guy pretty tore up. Looks like he's still alive. You can see him moving. He's trying to get away. Oh, let's see. He might get away. I threw some food in here, so all these guys are out looking for food. That big guy right there. Yeah, guys, I don't think this guy's going to make it away. So, yeah, like I told you, I was going to throw some fighting footage in here for you guys, and there you see it. They are not nice to each other. So, yeah. I'm going to get back to my pet room tour. We're going to go over here and check out my big 125. Alright, guys, here's my 125. I've actually got some unfortunate news about this tank. I had a band of Lepranus, you guys know, the long yellow and black fish that I kept. It was a little bit bigger than my pike right there. A few weeks ago, it's probably been like a month, I can't remember. But my Oscars have been spawning, and they start fighting and, you know, moving stuff around. You see this right here. The intake for the filter is knocked off. That's about a daily, you know, occurrence. So I come down here one morning and it's real early, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if they broke the lid and the fish jumped out, or if the fish jumped and broke the lid when it jumped out. I'm not sure, but I think what happened is these guys jumped and broke the lid, because the lid was laying in the tank, half the lid, the glass lid. Half of it was laying in the bottom of the tank, and my fish was laying on the floor. I have no clue how long the fish was on the floor, but unfortunately I lost him. I'd had that fish for, you know, going on 5 years, just like I have these guys. You know, it sucks losing fish. You guys know that. It's not, you know, it's a part of the hobby, but it's never fun. So that's my unfortunate news about this tank. Other than that, everything's going good. These guys have spawned, I think, twice now. I tried taking it out on. I put a piece of rock in there. They did spawn on the rock. I took it out, and I didn't have any babies or any fry. I read up on it, and they get an algae on the eggs. It's real common. That's what happened. I got like this white, I don't want to say algae, it's like a fungus that grew on the eggs. So maybe one day, hopefully, these guys will spawn and I'll have fry. I have no clue what I'll do with them. But yeah, it'd be a fun learning experience for me. So there you go, guys. That's my 125. We're going to go over here and check out my 30-gallon tank, my Jaguar tank. Alright guys, moving on over here to my 30-gallon. You guys can see my Jaguar has grown quite a bit. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. This is another tank I've had a problem with recently. You guys know I had a pike in here, a smaller pike cichlid, and this guy killed it. When I first put him in here, everything was fine. Actually, roles were reversed. When I first put him in here, he chased the Jaguar around, and I was, you know, kind of worried that the pike would actually, you know, harm the Jaguar. Well, then about 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, the roles, you know, flipped, and the Jaguar started going after the pike. You know, unfortunately, I found him in here. He'd been, you know, chewed up a little bit. Didn't look very good. You know, I don't know if I'll ever be able to add anything with this guy until he gets big enough for me to put my 125. So, for now, yeah, this is just a one-fish tank. I do have 2 mystery snails in here that I've caught breeding a few times. I haven't seen any eggs. They usually lay eggs up at the surface. That's why I've kept the water level a little low. They'll go up there and lay their eggs. I haven't seen any of that yet, but we'll see. Everything else is doing good. Plants are doing good. This is probably my favorite tank in my pet room right now. You know, I really like the Jaguar. Wish he wasn't so mean, but I mean, I knew that going into it, that they can be really mean. So I guess that's just something I have to deal with. That's my 30-gallon, guys. Alright, guys, last but certainly not least, this is my Planet 75-gallon tank. This is actually one of the first times I've seen this tank lit up like this. This week I've been keeping it, you know, only lit about 3 hours a day. I cut back on feeding. The reason for that is because I have a little bit of an algae issue in this tank. Nothing serious, but I mean, you can see on the Tiger Lotus how them leaves on top have algae all over them, and then the bottom ones are coming in real, you know, the red. But you can see it. It's not as bad as it was. It was pretty bad. It was back in that corner on the Amazon sword. So I had a little bit up front here on some of my temple plant, stuff like that. The temple plant, it seems to get eaten pretty fast by the platy in here. They eat, you know, they eat holes in my plants constantly. So, but that's okay. Looks, you know, makes it look natural, and that's what they do. But everybody else in here is doing great. Let's look at my Severums. Look at the green one and the yellow one. I got Moose down here. Moose thinks he's in the video. Moosey. Moose. There's Moose. He wanted to be in the video. Alright guys, that's going to do it. Leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know, you know, what you like down here. Later on this week, I'm supposed to be getting some new fish in the mail. So, that'll be interesting. So make sure you guys come back, check that out. Me and Moose are going to sit here and look at the fish tank. I'll see you guys later. Just so you guys know, that crayfish did make it away safely. So, he made it today. I'll see you guys.